Taiwan, in so many ways, is a miracle. A small island off the coast of one of the largest and most powerful countries on earth. So Chiang Kai-shek lost the Chinese Civil War to Mao Zedong and the Communists in 1949, and he and thousands, or really hundreds of thousands of his soldiers and followers fled to Taipei. And they braced themselves from imminent invasion from the communists. But it's an invasion that never came, thanks in large part to the United States and 100 miles of ocean water between the Chinese mainland and them. And so this small nation that even held a seat for all of China in the UN until 1971, they made their own way. And for decades, Taiwan, while not communist, it wasn't exactly a functioning democracy either. It took them 40 years, in fact, to get there. But got there, they did. And hand in hand with a functioning, free democracy is that their economy boomed as well. Just 23 million people live on that island, and yet they make up upwards of 2/3 of the world's semiconductor chips. China has always viewed Taiwan as part of their country and merely a renegade province. The US has opted to treat the situation as one of one country, two systems. No American administration has supported independence or outright independence for Taiwan, but also no administration has been foolhardy enough to grant the Chinese communists a free hand to maneuver either. And I find it funny that Xi Jinping, the president of China right now, and his regime act like they have some ironclad hold and claim over Taiwan. But the island has never been under their communist rule. Not ever, for 72 years. But again, here they are, saber rattling, and it's growing louder. I really do think that the Chinese and the Russians feared President Trump. They clearly don't fear Biden, and they're starting to probe. I'll give you an example. In 2020, China flew about 350 sorties into the Taiwanese defense zone. They were probing and they were provoking. They were flexing their muscle. But this past year under Joe Biden, that number nearly tripled. It's almost 1,000 sorties. In fact, on one single day in October, the Chinese communists flew over 50 sorties into that zone. They're also conducting beach landing drills on the mainland coast opposite Taiwan, and they're publicly claiming that the communist regime, they reserve the right to reunify Taiwan and integrate it back into China by any means necessary, and those means include military force. Our congressional office for Congressional District 4 filed House Concurrent Resolution 56. In it, we condemn their actions vis-a-vis Taiwan, and also it guarantees Taiwanese security. We need to make it very clear, if we're going to have an effective deterrent to Chinese communist aggression, they need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if they use military force against Taiwan, they're in a hot war with the United States. That will give them pause. I also support more weapon sales of all kinds to Taiwan, as they've proven themselves to be an excellent and trusted friend, not only to the United States, but to the cause of freedom and liberty and justice and democracy. In conclusion, these 23 million people who are responsible for this wonderful and miraculous success on the island of Taipei have earned our support. They have earned our friendship, and they have earned their own freedom. And I'll be damned if I sit idly by and not advocate for us to stand by their side.